Okay, so we have many homework and people very we have That's cool.
Raise a child. And to make a circular economy transition, we can almost say it takes the whole innovation ecosystem to drive this transition. But then maybe we do need many, because in Europe, we have a lot of forward-looking innovation ecosystem that are driving the circular economy transition. And that's why we are here today. And let me now have a warm welcome to Magdalena CYMERYS, right? The policy officer at the DG Research and Innovation, who is also the brand behind all this innovation ecosystem concept that where we are here today. And so, Magdalena, I think the floor is now yours, and we will now transit to the slides for you. A second. No. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, first of all, congrats for being here. I think you're one of not many regions or stakeholders that managed to not only understand but succeed in applying interregional innovation valleys calls, especially the pilot ones where when I joined the unit back in time, I've been told that the both commissioners are about to announce the initiative joined with the Committee of Regions president, and we're still hesitating and actually replying to a wave of questions from regions why we need to speed up the calls. The reasons were political, as I also learned it hard way, as we had a wave of questions that are still, as will see maybe in the Q&A, some of them are still yet to answer in terms of concrete implementation. So our unit, Access to Finance and Innovation Policy Unit, is working now and being tasked with a big challenge, which is, maybe I'll go here, which is to, after adaptation of startup and scale-up strategy, to propose a legislation that would go beyond the recommendations of the strategy in terms of legislation, access to finance, access to talents, public procurement, and also digital platforms, but that we're all using, but we're not the best in Europe, to then put it into a set of rules that would be allowing European regions and member states to work jointly in the same framework. You're doing something that is very challenging because we're still away from the perfect EU single market. And as you can maybe see in the implementation process, the market is fragmented. The regulation is not the same. But the good news is that by joining this co-found action, you're already bringing a lot when it comes to access to finance. So you're leveraging the EU funding by 50% from different sources. This is already challenging, and we do recognize that. But most and foremost, you do this work of bringing talents and opening markets to create joint projects. So many thanks for that. This is the overall ambition. And following this policy ambition, we mapped 147 regions. The numbers were jumping a bit because many regions were applying from NUTS 1 level and then depicting like who's making the decision. So even the definition of what is a region in Europe was a challenge when it comes to who is in charge of steering R&I policies and investments. So here we have a result of hopefully confirmed and fully committed regions that you can also now discover online with contact persons per region if you're seeking to reinforce your consortia, or maybe if you have ambition and capacity to apply for the new ones. Just to explain a few colors is that we allow, of course, one region cannot work only on one challenge, but we've seen that circularity was one of the most popular challenges EU regions were committed to work on. So you might have seen this presentation many times, especially I see some of you that follow many EU conferences. But to put everyone on the same page, what the RIV puzzle is about and why it's so complex. It goes way beyond of a usual capacity or cooperation and support action that brings different stakeholders together. Here, we're not only inviting strong innovators to work with emerging or moderate ones, but we also ask them to develop jointly a plan to develop and deploy innovation that is close to market, that is ready to be sold in the market or almost ready. We the bar if we're adding the deep innovation that talking to many stakeholders, they know what. So manage to submit a proposal that just deep tech innovations, it really means you're one among the leaders. And of course, we have the common challenge. Triple helix actors are invited to work together because big societal challenges cannot be solved alone by one startup or even industry players. So some of you as public authorities are invited to steer this ecosystem and also use the smart specialization strategies, which is yet maybe another challenge in terms of synergy, where cohesion policy and innovation one work together. So yeah, the co-found action has these two blocks. I believe you've been already working for almost a year. First, to finalize the grant agreement, and then to coordinate and support all the consortium members to create the innovation action. I'm happy to stay and hear what you have done so far and where are you going with the concrete design of the financial support to third parties, or maybe innovation procurement. This is also an option. we're also hearing some concerns about the design of the calls. While Commission is asked to give further guidance, I'm also happy to discuss it, how we can help. But what I can say already here is that the 50% of co-found is not being scrutinized by our project advisors. It's your responsibility, if you're using public funds, to ensure compliance with the rules of the money you're receiving and then maybe redistributing in the cascade financing. But we can dive into that in a bit. So as I've mentioned, the online matchmaking map is already active. If you see a region on the map and there is no contact person, let us know. Maybe some of you missed the emails when we've been asking, please let us know. So online matchmaking can be already there. We had also yesterday the info day with all the technical details and things that we can clarify at the stage. We still have there's very concrete questions on the potential state aid issues and how to declare public funds in terms of co-found. Hopefully, we'll be sending them very soon. And soon we are also having an in-person matchmaking event that will be having a completely different formula than an info day. We'll just warm up the floor with policy introduction, but then we'll really invite each stakeholder to kind of showcase their potential proposal, maybe their region's role, what do you need, and what you can also give in terms of consortium building. And last but not least, we're a few days, hopefully, from publishing the RIV gap analysis. I want to highlight that this is a technical report run by Joint Research Center and independent experts. So they interviewed successful, unsuccessful, or also regions who weren't at all interested in applying in order to ask and scrutinize the design. In terms of policymaking, we have received some suggestions that we've already tried to include on board while preparing the new calls, but maybe also once it's online, it will help you to have some views on the design of the call done by the researchers. And with that, I think we can open the floor to the questions. Thank you.
I think it's a privilege also you give us some time for Q&A section. So is there any first reaction from the audience on the questions you might have? One, okay.
Thank you, Magdalena, for being here. Obviously, I have a general question, but important question. You know that this call is quite complicated to be implemented because regions have some questions that are included in the program, but we don't know exactly what to be developed. And by one side is the state aid rules that we have to comply, and on the other hand, there is the co-fund from ERDF. I know that is a question that is staying during this time, but do you have any updated information for us to know, because we know that you are in contact with other DGs to solve this question that all the risks we have, but do you have any information, please, can you share with us?
Yeah, thank you for this question. I'll reply first that, of course, we're working with DG Competition because it's not an exclusive RNI mandate to advise on state aid or structural funds. Nevertheless, we did include this possibility to use the RDF in order to streamline policies and also make your life easier. And indeed, colleagues from DG Comp recently, of course, they will reply in written and then will publish the official FAQs, but they're saying that many GBER articles are there to simplify your life. But if you don't comply with one of the rules it's being said in the article, you'll have to go back to the business as usual. So good news is that every case is different. So how you can help us to support you more efficiently is that you can tell us what is exactly the design and the application guidance you had in mind that is compliant with grant agreement. Send to your project advisor all the information. They don't have access to the central legal services of the commission, so this is where they're flagging it to us. And you can also flag what kind of steps you took in order to have a wall in terms of your procedures. Because very often DG Competition, and back in time in 2023, we had numerous meetings with them saying, let's provide a guidance. But they're saying, no, we have the synergy notice where you have the steps. And then in the steps, there is one, unfortunately, role from our side to support you is that member states have their experts or managing authorities should guide you how to use their funds because we're responsible and accountable for the Horizon Europe funding. In this sense, we don't want to push all the responsibility for you. That's why we want to even improve the Q&As, but it's not easy to give one receipt for all since the calls, as you said, are so complex. And the question of common pods or individual pods, as well as different sources of funding for each pod, this is where we need a full information so that we can brief our experts and lawyers and provide you the information in time. Because what we've seen with the first questions, they were like, what to do? But I cannot ask a legal question like this because it's not specific enough. So this is my only request. If you're planning to launch cascade funding, do first your research. I'm sure you know who to contact. Have some written proof, like what is the line to take from your authorities. And if it's still not clear for you, please come back to us with all the documentation. So this is what I can say by now. I hope that very soon we'll publish even more detailed questions and answer in this regard. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any questions? Yes. Let me just pass on the. There we go.
Sorry, you've had to come right to the back. So I'm James Sharples from Scotland Europa. I just have a question about, not so much about the funding, but about just the wider RIV initiative, and in particular, the link with smart specialization. And I'm just wondering if you could say anything about what the state of play is on that at the moment, the linkages between the two agendas, and maybe just wider RIV work beyond the funding.
That's a very good question, and it was one of the most challenging tasks I was given when I joined the units to coordinate two policies that have two different commissioners and slightly different objectives that we had to align. So following the joint coordination calls with I3 Instrument and EIE and the change of the commission and commissioners, I think it was decided that it was an ambition to simplify things, but actually the synergy wasn't the simplest one. Instead of different conditions of the call, different sources of the call, and so on. So that's why in this second round, we're having coordinated calls because we don't have enough EA work to all the and to have impact of the project. We do went to the widening policy colleagues and to their work program to coordinate. Then when it comes to S3 coordination, as maybe you could see, we're still joining S3 conference. So this is also an excellent question to S3 community of practice. While designing the matchmaking, I also suggested to regroup the challenges so it could be applicable. However, they say it's such a region-specific document, the S3 one. It's not a copy-paste or template, that it could be misleading for many stakeholders. So our line to take is that indeed use your smart specialization strategies. If you have them, you can have additional funding to have concrete projects. The sooner you involve managing authorities in the project design and in your proposals, the better, because then the approval processes and the painful procedures can be streamlined. And also, unfortunately, this year, the Regional Innovation Valleys has most likely in this form, the last edition, meaning doing all the synergy work when we have a new multi-annual framework wouldn't make much sense. Yeah. So my kind invitation is really to take what you can to actually translate the local challenges into proposal and then use it in their best way. Our 5 burning challenges are not stick in stone. They are not linked to any eligibility condition. If you know how to justify the needs of innovation projects you want to run, you'll for sure get a great rating from the experts, yeah, in the evaluation. Does it reply more or less? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there more question? Burning question? Many.
Burning.
Thank you very much. So I'm Zoe Bulbodin. I work for the Normandy region Brussels office. And I have a question regarding what you said at the very beginning regarding the link with the startup and scale-up strategy and the Innovation Act that will be published beginning of 2026, if I understood correctly. Might be.
Hopefully, yes.
Unless I'm wrong, in the strategy, there is not so many references to ecosystems, except maybe for the access to infrastructure. Are you planning to maybe to build on the first results of the RIVs projects in order to have a stronger ecosystem dimension in the Innovation Act, or is it still too soon to say, and or no, not at all, because it's not relevant? I mean, can you?
So yeah, that was my job to lobby the startup and scale up strategy to showcase the case. And it's not only this strategy, but also we had the bioeconomy, biomanufacturing communications, and many others when I was including reference to RIVs when we see the results. And this is the challenge, that the project is so complex and so big that to see the first tangible results, we have to still wait a year or so, I believe. So partially the new commission, the new hierarchy will be asking something tangible. This is also what we're calling in the second round to already from the proposal stage have very concrete ideas. So they will be maybe already serving us to lobby further, but we're also working closely with Erin, so the network of regions where I recognize you from there too, where actually Erin is our great partner. Soon meeting with many commission services to actually showcase we are here, this is important. But I'm saying it's not disappearing, maybe it's rewarding of the discourse that won't be regional innovation bodies, but there will be some hubs or other name that regions can still play a role and you can still build on your projects. So yeah, this is good and bad news in the sense that, yeah, you do reinforce the value chains, that you contribute to the competitiveness in an obvious way, as well as to the innovation gap. So I think you should be putting it forward, and in any step that you achieve that can be showcased and tangible, don't hesitate to share it with us. We can include it and showcase in the conferences, in the speeches, also of commissioner. I mean, I can do my best to also, of course, promote you the best way I can. And last remark is that, yeah, in the Startup and Scale-up Strategy Task Force, we had colleagues from all of the commission. So I wasn't part of it, but we had colleagues from DG Regio, and that was one of the arguments that cohesion policy and place-based innovation voice was heard while designing it. And I also know that Regional Innovation Valleys coordinators submitted their input. So I guess, yeah, this is what we have now, and I think you can still build on it. Yeah, thank you.
Look how burning questions yours. We are pressured by time. Yes, yes. So let's give a big applause to Magdalena.
Thanks to you
for joining us. Yes. And then coming up, as one of the big family of the RIVs, we also had the pleasure of inviting 4 RIV projects who join us today. 2 will be presenting the project online, and then 2 on site. We will start with Monze, the one from, so you're here. Okay, I see. Yeah, so Monse, come in.
So should I start now or I wait to the next one? Okay. Is it working? Yes. Well, thank you for inviting me to share with you a little bit what happened this almost 10 months of project already. We started in July last year, and it's, I forgot it. Thank you. So I will explain. Oh, it went too fast. So our project is called Preciseo. This is a project on personalized medicine. We identified that this is one of the urgent needs also in Europe to kind of streamline the value chain for personalized medicine as a means of transforming healthcare for all Europe. And this flagship, we consider it a flagship project, is 25 partners in size, 5 years, almost 23 million euros, 11 countries, 10 of them are member states plus Ukraine, 12 regions represented. We identified that as an opportunity for Europe because it involves a lot of different things that now are really important, which is, for example, advanced therapies, biomanufacturing, biologics, but also health data. And we found this a way also to mention that the future of healthcare is 5P, is this more predictive, more preventive, more personalized, more patient-centered, and then you can choose planetary or population or whatever, but it's 5P in the sense that it's going to change the way healthcare is delivered. And it has also the power of transforming regions, how also they organize their research, their innovation in some subjects like ATMPs, advanced therapies, medicinal products that go from research to manufacturing almost directly. So this is a challenge for all regions. We identified that as a gap in Europe, and we thought that this would be a good way to align the Commission policies to the regional ones. So that was the goal. And we're very happy to really also share a little bit for those of you that are not working on the personalized medicine area, that is transforming healthcare from the same treatment for all the patients to the treatment for the patient that is really aligned to that in the time that is necessary, in the way that and the dose that is necessary. And that involves a lot of these areas. Let me just go back to this because Draghi, and this came later, recommended having at least a couple, 3, 4 large hubs on advanced therapies or focused on pharma challenges in Europe, and we are totally addressing this. So we based our initial strategy on something that is unsolved. EP-Permet is the large partnership on personalized medicine, but we identified that there are things there that were not covered, and we thought that from the regional perspective, there was this gap. So EP-Permet, there's a lot of member states contributing. Sometimes this is not always translated to the same way to the regional strategies, and still there is the main gap that we're finding, and we can probably discuss it further. And I just cover here the work of this because it's extremely complex, 5 years, and we try to have everything covered, but also every single area that we address, it's nurturing what we want from the joint projects to address as well. In that we have to fund in a cascade funding model, in a financial support to third parties scheme, innovations in that area that go from TRL 6 to 8. That means quite advanced. And this is sometimes a problem for pharma or biotech is not the same as for medtech. And in our case, in our area, this is a problem. We also want to mention that we had always planetary health or One Health in our vision, and especially when we talk about personalized medicine, because digitalization is clearly something that is going in that direction, and it's also covered here. We have some training aspects here that we want to share. We identified that for some innovations, and we're seeing that in every day, almost all of us, policymakers need also to work closer to innovators to better understand where are the regulation or the regulatory burdens, and all together try to co-create something that is more flexible. Draghi said that, like a little bit of a more flexible regulation. We have also this in the project, but it's bringing a lot of, and we can discuss also further some complications on that subject. But anyway, we are trying to address things that have to do with the power of health data for the transformation of healthcare. So it's connected to EHDS, European Health Data Space. We try to address the development of these advanced therapies, which is really something that almost all life sciences hubs in Europe are dealing with. We try to address how these get to the market, because this is one of the main issues in Europe. We do a lot of research. We create strong knowledge across Europe, but we are not always capable of bringing it to the market, and also the training aspects. So that is the engine that we put together. So it means that we have this consortia of 25 partners. Many of them are cluster organizations, as mine, for example. I'm representing BioCat, the bioregion of Catalonia cluster organization. But some of them are innovation agencies, some are regional authorities, but there are also large infrastructures. We have one large industry. We have AstraZeneca in the consortium, and we have also a platform of patients. So that is really, not even the quadruple helix, but we talk about the quintuple helix. And we try to map, to understand, to collaborate, to create, and then also have this impact by means of the new project that we are launching. That is probably the big deal here. And we have a lot to talk about that, because launching these calls, it's really probably the trickiest part of these projects. Collaboration is great. The other part is the one that probably brings more headaches, but it's also when you have this impact, it's going to be amazing. So some things we've managed to achieve so far in these months, and I'm going just very quickly to do an overview of them, because there's a lot. The first thing is, if some of you are connected in your region to advanced therapies hubs, please use this QR code, because we intend to have the most comprehensive ATMP mapping in Europe. So that is my first message. Regional innovation valleys collaborate to each other, and we try to support each other in what we try to achieve. We also work on circularity, but if you have the way to make this go through, that's fantastic. Sorry for some typos. It was very late when I was trying to write some of these achievements. We have published some case studies on the readiness level of some member states on what is coming, which is HDS, personalized medicine, advanced therapies. You can find them in our website. Now we align them with the EU presidencies, because this is a very important moment to discuss things with member states. We have organized events for more than 1,500 stakeholders. We have engaged them. We have been coordinating in a very complex way such a big consortium. We are very happy about the knowledge and the lessons learned. We are connecting to the largest initiatives on this subject, like TEDAS2 or EP Permit, but also, again, like we said, the Regional Innovation Valleys Board that we were creating to find and tackle joint challenges. We are launching a school on personalized medicine, an award for best practices. So it's about making emerge from the ecosystem what is good about these lines of innovation. In our case, personalized medicine, but in your case, everything that has to do with that is very much welcome to be part of our community. And we are also launching a fact sheet on the different aspects that we are tackling for the regions. The result of that is that's what we want to do, a more cohesive ecosystem across Europe. And just finishing, the future for us is more of these, more hackathons, more continuing with the calls, the infrastructures we're building. The calls are going to be launched this year, and the projects, if it's all works, will start next year, but we have a lot to discuss on how to make it happen. And please follow us in our website and subscribe to our newsletter, because almost every single day there's a piece of news about Presentación. Thank you.
Thank you. So the follow-up, is the project Unite, European Digital Health Valleys. We have Marina Samoilova. I think that's right. Right. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Is it working? Yeah. Perfect. Well, first of all, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to showcase the Unite initiative along with the other outstanding RIV initiatives. It's not working. Okay. Yeah, can you please move to the next slide? So the Unite initiative is a nearly 20 million project that started back in September last year and will last for 4 years. And its aim goal is to build a digital health innovation ecosystem across Europe that will be capable to address growing challenges posed by demographic transitions and aging populations by transforming healthcare through digital deep tech innovation. And in particular, Unite focuses on 4 innovation challenges. We will be looking for digital solutions to secure equal health for the entire population. We look for digital innovations to advance more personalized and human-centered remote care, advance health data spaces, and look into the deep tech innovations to address the health workforce shortages. Next slide, please. Several regional and national authorities came together and joined forces to address 4 innovation challenges. So EIT Digital is in the lead. It's the largest European digital innovation ecosystem, and we do have representatives from the region of Central Macedonia in Greece, Region Zealand in Denmark, Lombardy region from Italy, Scottish Enterprise in the UK, and we also have the Investment and Development Agency from the Northern Netherlands and Executive Agency for Research and Development from Romania. And the latest addition to the consortium is a Spanish region, of Extremadura. They are now in the process of formally joining the Unite consortium. So these partners came up with a common action plan, starting with the pentahelix stakeholder engagement in each region, as well as the true experts in the digital health domain. And we are currently working on the open calls in order to build a compelling portfolio of digital health innovation projects and build the interregional value chains. So those startups and scale-ups supported through calls will also receive targeted support through digital including the access to finance, access to market, the business coaching and training, and access to investments. And besides the open calls, we work on consolidating fragmented services across regions and trying to offer those services to different geographies. And we try to bridge the knowledge gap in digital health domain by providing sector-specific training courses. There will be 8 of them in total. And of course, we look also into the strategic long-term action plan for Unite in digital health ecosystems. So next slide, please. This work is structured around 7 work packages. I will not go into details. 2 of them run into across the entire project execution, and some of them start with the innovation challenges and progress towards the regional capabilities development and pentahelix stakeholder engagement to the open calls in order to build value chains. And among the upcoming milestones, next slide, please. And among the upcoming milestones, we have the launch of the Unite matchmaking platform, which is planned for June. It will invite interested stakeholders from Unite regions to share ideas and concepts in response to the Unite challenges, seek for collaboration opportunity, and join forming consortium. Then we plan to release already 2 online training courses in September, which will target a broad range of stakeholders interested in the digital health domain. And our first open call is planned for early October. So if you would like to follow the developments of Unite, please follow us, reach out to us through the website and through social media platforms. Thank you very much.
Okay. Following the 2 exciting on-site presentation, now we will zoom in online, and we have 2 speakers presenting, starting from RIV Circular, Regional Innovation Valleys for Circular Economy, presented by Mawel Ceballos. Are you here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Floor is yours.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the ECIV project, first of all, for giving us the opportunity to explain our project, and congratulations for their success with this event. I'm going to try to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the RIV Circular project is a project about innovation in circular economy. We are Comunidad de Madrid. We are the coordinators, and there are other 5 regions involved in the project, and some other partners, as I will explain. The project is in line with the new European innovation agenda for accelerating the innovation in the European innovation ecosystems. We are 9 partners. As I was saying, we are 6 regions, and we are also other partners like EIT Digital, which is from Belgium and from Spain. The total budget of the project is about 21 million euros, and the duration is 5 years. Okay, here you can see the regions. Comunidad de Madrid, as I told you, we are the coordinators, but we have also inlanded from Maurice, Hauts-de-France, Košice from. I'm listening to other voices. I'm sorry. Could you mute your microphones? Okay, thank you. So Košice from Slovakia, Kyiv region from Ukraine, and Brandenburg from Germany. So we have quite a good distribution in geographic distribution, and also in the level of innovation, as we are 2 emerging, 2 moderate, and 2 strong innovators. The activities we are developing in the project are 2 kinds of activities. First of all, some collaborative activities among the different regions and the different partners. So we understand that the case of the circular economy is not only about innovation. The problem is not only about innovation, but also there are other barriers that hinder the path towards a circular society. So we want to work to overcome some of these barriers. So we are doing some work to, first of all, to facilitate the networking among our regions and among the stakeholders in our regions for them to be able to go to our cascade calls. But also we have other tasks for improving the capacity and skills building, for analyze the different joint procurement initiatives and find new ways towards a green and an innovative procurement, about integration of social innovators and civil society, and also very important for identifying market access barriers and enablers. There are some processes in the circular economy that have enough technology, but there are other kind of barriers that don't let this process to be more circular. So we want to identify and help to overcome those barriers. The second main activity of the project, with about 70% of the budget, the open calls. It's going to be an open call in which only the entities from our regions can take part, of course, and it will be with 5 key priorities. So join open call with 5 topics. We already, when we were drafting the proposal, we decided and we analyzed the main necessities of our regions, the priorities of our S3 strategies or similar strategies in the non-European, non-communitarian partners, and we decided that those were the topics in which we were going to work. So the first one is construction and demolition waste circularity. The second one could be about recovering energy and raw materials from food waste. The third one, it's about battery recycling and reuse. Also about the fourth one about the circular economy in the textile industry, and the last one is about digital innovation. So it will be there will be a topic whose goal will be to improve innovation in the digital innovation in circular economy, but not only in the 4 former topics, but in general about all circularity. That topic will be led by the EIT Digital. So this is in a nutshell our project, where we are now about to launch the call. Only we have to solve some problems about, well, the problems that have already been described about cumulative funding and state aid issues. Thank you to Magda for helping us to solve this. She's working with us and with other departments in the European Commission to solve all these problems, and I hope we will be able to launch the call soon. So thank you very much. Thank you again to the CYMERYS project for letting us explain our project.
Thank you, Johan. Follow up, we have just now let me scroll down. A speaker and also the project System EU, interconnecting European innovation valleys. Moritz Hoffmann online. Moritz, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. I tried to share my screen as well, but I think you need to, here we go. Okay, perfect. So I think you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Okay, looking at the clock, I try to keep it short. Thanks for having me, for having us, and letting me present our System EU project, interconnecting European innovation valleys. We are a project based on, or with the idea on transforming the European innovation system, just as the three projects you just heard of. Our focus is the digitalization in health and in the sectors or areas of health, energy, and mobility. With 17 collaborating partners, but speaking about regions, I think our project is the smallest one with only 5 regions. 17 partners out of these 5 regions from Germany, Bavarian region, Portugal, Braga or Northern region, Spain, Castilla y León region, Northwest region of Romania, and Tuzla canton in Bosnia. As said, 17 several different organizations or consortium partners, also a lot of cluster organizations, ministries, and or universities. We, as a project lead, we are a entrepreneurship center, the entrepreneurship center of the Munich University of Applied Science, and together with our university, we are leading this project, the System EU project. Our goal is, or this initiative aims to address the urgent need for interregional collaboration and systematic innovation in Europe within these 3 sectors of health assistance, energy, and mobility. So, as you can see, health, also 2 other projects, or maybe 3, have the focus on health. So a lot of potential cooperation potential there as well, and we're happy to stay in touch and connect with the other RIVs. Our approach is to first, of course, an analysis of the current state. So several work packages have the focus on doing research on national and regional strategies to identify core stakeholder and investment possibilities and foster collaborations. As a second step, starting in July, actually, this year, we try to create and bring together stakeholders from the several or 5 different regional ecosystems and connect these stakeholders afterwards also internationally across those 5 regions. This is happening by several or yearly online train-the-trainer programs to advance the skills in open innovation and co-creation processes between these stakeholders, or several or different stakeholders from the quadruple helix, both regionally and internationally. And by doing this, figuring out how or what should be the focuses, what could be the challenges that in the future the projects could cover, the projects should tackle. And in like 2 years, starting in 2027, we, just as the other projects, have a couple of open calls where we actually support 5 to 6 different projects within those fields of health, energy, and mobility. Co-creation projects to create new solutions, new projects, new products in those 3 fields. So this is our roadmap for this year. We started a bit later than the others due to several, to a little bumpy road in the beginning, but we overcame those challenges, and we officially started in January with a kickoff meeting in Munich here. At the moment, the focus is on research and planning these set regional ecosystem workshops. That's the first one's happening in July, and from then on every year in every region at least one regional ecosystem workshop, followed by an online train the trainer program and several international ecosystem meetups. The first one is happening in October in Spain, in Salamanca, together with an event called Startup Ole. So if you're interested to meet us, to meet other people from these ecosystems, we are happy to welcome you there as well. Just Google Startup Ole Salamanca and you will find all the information you need. If you are interested in getting there, let us know. For the outlook for the next years, as said, several yearly regional workshops and working groups, international networking events, as well as trainer courses will happen every year. In 2026. The focus will be also on defining those set challenges and publish the open project calls. 2027. We will actually start executing and supporting those co-funded projects, and the program ends in end of 2028. Thank you. That was a run through, and I hope that I could explain or was able to explain our project here in a way that you actually got the point what it's all about, and it didn't take too much time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moritz. Thank you. Let's give a big applause to Moritz and then Moel and also Marina and Monze for really giving you precious time to present your projects. I think it just really shows that now the RIV projects are really taking off. I think this year is essentially a really crucial year where all projects are really now moving forward. And now it's time to come to the host organization, knows all the RIV project, ECIV projects, and to talk about the ECIV project, who could be better person than our own coordinator to present a little bit Delia Sola on what ECIV project is, and we'll try to be short, as quick as we can.
Okay, thank you. I will try to shorten my presentation because we have a long agenda today, and I think it's more important to talk about a specific practical development that we have in the project more than the coming action that we have. So I will try to be short. So the general information of the project: we are 19 entities and partners in the project, 9 countries and 13 regions. We have a budget of more than 25 million, and 60% of the budget is going to be implemented with projects, innovation projects, and we have 5 years to develop. We are nearly 9 months working on the project, and we have 4 years in advance. And we will open 2 open calls, the first one in December, short time to prepare, but we will comply with the deadlines. And we will have a call for experimentation. So we will try to open to all kind of projects to develop the different solutions for circular economy. These are the partners. The government of Navarra is the coordinator, and we have regions from northern Netherlands, north middle Sweden, Normandy, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Wallonia, and I think okay, don't miss anyone. And we are here, the map of the partners. We are distributed in all Europe. We have as well an international sustainability network, which is ICR+, that is helping in the dissemination for the other regions and transferring the results of the project. Finland, Helsinki, Uusimaa, please. Our moderator is to be so fast that I forget everything. So what are we expecting with the project? What we want to achieve in
2019. Well, the first thing is to connect all the ecosystems, the regions, to learn, to know what we need regarding circular economy, what are our circular economy plans, and we will connect 19 regional ecosystems at the end of the project. We are now 13 regions, and we increment in the end of the project. We want to transform the industrial value chains. Yesterday was said that we need more than words, and we are trying to start with actions. We will work up to 10 industrial sectors, and we will work on 50 value chains. We hope to do it. And because we want to bridge the innovation gaps, and we want to give solutions. To give solutions to the market is our objective. How? Mobilizing funds and implementing, developing, defining, having projects in our ecosystems. So we will define what we need, how we have to work on circular economy, and what we need in region and at European level, defining policy instruments and defining one joint circular economy action plan in the whole ecosystem that we will work. So how do we start? Defining what and why we need in regions to advance in circular economy. This is a key point. We have evaluated our regional plans. We have identified gaps, societal challenges, what we need to work in the regions, taking into account, of course, stakeholders. Stakeholders are the main focus in our project. Stakeholders are who know what we need to arrive to the market. We will start from a top-down design to a bottom-up implementation. So we will count with the stakeholders to define how to do it and what to do it. And we have opportunities to have innovation projects, innovation actions through the open calls. So we have defined as well a Circular Innovation Valley Office, which is the connection between regions, needs, how we are going to connect each other in the dance floor, in the ecosystem dance floor, and how we are going to define our open calls to have solutions near to market. So this is the whole connection of the work packages of the project, and we are working together with all the regions. Yes. So I would like to show you what we have decided to work on in our project. Last March, we have a consortium meeting in Dalarna, and we decided to work on these specific missions and submissions. This is important because we are deciding what we want to how we want to advance and in which themes. You can see industrial symbiosis, to design of waste, raw materials, to use second raw materials, to change the business model, having services as a business model, no production, having circular packaging mainly in food production and consumption. This is a sector that is well represented in our ecosystem, in the project, the regional ecosystem. And we have to use more bio-based materials in construction, valorization of byproducts. This is a main theme, byproducts from steel, reducing the use of fresh water. This is another topic. Reducing the waste from textile production, and one
important challenge: electric and electronic waste. We have to reduce this, to reuse, to recycle, to upcycling. So we have many things to do. And one important point, to increase the competitiveness of the region, of the companies, of the businesses, to have revenues from circular businesses. So this is important to get. So regarding this submission that I mentioned previously, we have a platform that we will see today, the B2Match platform, and we have defined some areas of activity and some thematic areas where we want to connect different region and stakeholders to have ideas, to identify gaps, to identify what we have to do to develop in a circular economy in Europe and in our region. So you will have the opportunity to define what are you interested in working on. And these are the thematic areas and activities that you will find in B2Match platform. This is the B2Match and the link to that. And one important point, I'm going to give you some key ideas of our open calls that will be, the first one will be open in December this year, 2025. And we have decided not to include only ECIV funding regions, but to include other regions that can have ideas to work together to collaborate. The only condition is to have funds to implement the project. So I know that is difficult, but it's a possibility to open to all the regions that can be interested in joining the project, joining the ideas. The beneficiaries are that, and well, the limits of funding as the program defined is 600,000 euro of funding for each beneficiary. The limits of the funding per project we have defined is, as you can see, from 500,000 to 3 million of the funding per project, and the funding rates, I think, is interesting for regions to have from 70 to 100%. And this is the timeline, more or less. I would like to define and give you the timeline for the open calls, starting from the December, the first call, projects of 2.5 years of duration. For the second call, projects for 1 year and a half year of duration. And well, we will try to be to have these deadlines, to have this timeline for calls, and I wanted to share with you. So this is the future for application. We will try to transfer, to give recommendation, to show what we have got, what to do and what not to do in the transition into circular economy. And we have other regions to contact, to collaborate, and to learn from our ecosystem. Well, and we will write a white book with recommendations, and what, more or less, this is what I wanted to show you today.
Thank you, Delia. I think that you are now open invitation everybody to join RIV. Now you have as the open call at the end of the year. And on that note, we could continue the agenda and have the presentations from the ECIV colleagues, Nadine Ashambek from Dalarna region, who will be sharing a bit on our work on mission-driven approach on the ECIV project implementation. So Nadine, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here and to see this full-seated room. I'm going to share with you today how we have approached innovation in this project, because we want to live as we learn or teach, and also how we tackle this kind of complex challenge of transitioning to the circular economy. And I would like to start with showing a film that we have created during our first consortium meeting, where we took the chance when we had everybody, all our partners in the room, to actually get creative and co-creative together, and really achieving this sense of ownership and co-creation that has been a topic of a lot of talks during the conference as well. Okay. So that is, it will give you, we have invited to share some of our partners. A few of them are here today to express their thoughts about ECIV and circular economy and share with you. Okay. Okay, well, maybe we can save the film for the end of the presentation or whenever you are up and running. Okay. Okay, so maybe help is on the way. I can maybe start with why have we chosen to work with missions? You know what we are trying to achieve with both creating this interregional ecosystem for circular economy and also working with circular economy in our regions and connecting the ecosystems together is a rather complex challenge. So this is a quote from Maria Mazzucato, who is one of the thinkers of mission-oriented innovation, that inspires us. Public and private can form visions of what is to be created together and how to divide both the risks and the rewards of the value that results. The process requires public agencies to welcome uncertainty, build explorative capacity, and foster institutional learning. It is not mistakes that are to be feared, but the lack of learning from them. So I think this is a way of really sharing our competences and embracing the uncertainty that the transition and the change basically incorporates. A mission should be applied to handle complex societal challenges, giving overarching long-term direction, be decomposable and defined in pragmatic steps, and inspired by challenges. So yes, a mission should be based on societal challenges that we have identified, and we have identified our common challenges to work with missions in ECIV. But it is also really apparent or really important that we create measurable goals that we can follow up so that we can see our progress in the project. And we haven't made it easy for ourselves in ECIV because ECIV, well, it is a project. It has a 5-year horizon. So we've been actually also working on creating measurable targets for our project period. And Delia has already showed the draft list of those targets. And missions should be bold and ambitious, be time-bound and measurable, and engage actors across sectors. And this is where the bottom-up approach, where we are verifying our first proposals for our targets, becomes very important so that we actually create engaging and interesting targets. So the projects that we really want to fund are going to happen. This is ECIV's overarching missions. ECIV's mission is to create a more sustainable and prosperous Europe by transforming traditional EU value chains into more connected, innovative, and circular value chains, creating a circular economy ecosystem by 2050. Yes, it is a system shift that we are approaching. or that we are attempting, and it has a lot of dimensions, like behavioral change, new business models, policy change, and technical innovation also at one of the drivers, based on the challenges that we have identified. But as I said, it is important that we also make it reasonable and doable in this 5-year window. And that is why we have broken down this mission into what we call sub-missions or mini-missions that are more like targets on a project basis. So how did we prepare for this great design moment in Dalarna? And I hope the film is working later. I would really like to show it to you. We have first we need to understand what are we dealing with? What is the systems that are in place? What are the conditions for circular economy, both in our regions, and what are the synergies between our regions? So we have under a very short period of time, from the start of the project in September until the beginning of this year, we have conducted a self-assessment. And that was also challenging because our data sets are not harmonized. We do not use exactly the same definitions for waste and byproducts and resource flows. So we have decided to go on the existing data that we have and analyze also our policies and incentives and regional strategies and our stakeholder networks, but also combine this with soft knowledge. We had to talk a lot to each other, and we involved our stakeholders. And we also made an analysis of existing gap analysis and regional contexts in Europe. So with this knowledge, we met in Dalarna, and there was this design moment when we have together on the basis of the analysis created a draft list of these submissions. And this kind of design process we will repeat in this iterative process during the project. And it is very important to be conscious about design. There's always a design phase. The issue is whether it is done consciously or not. An unconscious design phase is likely to be full of assumptions, missed opportunities, and limited engagement. So we are really, it is apparent for us that people meet in the space because something is happening there. So it is really important to take care of that. And out of those 13 draft submissions that Delia presented, we have narrowed it down collaboratively with the work package 3. I think maybe Luke is going to talk more about that. To these first 6, which are both enablers, like designing out waste, both on policy level or even product design level, and the valorization of byproducts are more like making the playground for us. And then we have represented the big industries and that are the starting point of our transition. But bear in mind, we have to work cross-sectoral in building new value chains and creating innovative solutions. So we are not going to stay within those sectors, but this is our starting point. And also to make it possible to actually create a comprehensive project portfolio to build new value chains. Yes, and as also Delia already mentioned, we are combining this top-down design with the bottom-up approach, engaging our stakeholders and verifying our first assumptions. And that stretches over several work packages. Work package 3, dance floor, mobilization, and package 4, where we are creating the project portfolio and the calls to make it possible. So now I can show our little film. Because thank you. That is all from me. The film. Or it's multimedia or something like that. Yeah.
I think I would suggest we just move on because this is truly, yeah, yes. Yes. So as part of the ECIV process and in addition to driven by this mission approach, we then also need to come down to how do we actually build connections and then bring different actors together. And then next speaker would be Luc Hoosman, he's also one of our partner from Northern Netherlands, and he will be talking about interregional collaborations. The dance floor, that was one of the approach that we have developed in the ECIV project.
Yes, I will try to be fast. Christine, thank you very much. I'm happy to take you to the dance floor. The word has already been mentioned a few times. And can you show the next slide? Yes, I think that's enough. We have defined the dance floor as an inspiring open place where innovator actors from the quadruple helix find each other and collaborate to work in innovative circular solutions. As has been made clear already by Delia and by Nadine, that with our project we intend to do socially relevant things. We want to contribute in a sizable way to circular economy objectives. And we have chosen to use missions, as explained by Nadine, because we believe they create commitment, urgency, but they also give direction. Because we believe that we need to inspire some kind of common movement towards solving these missions, towards the overall objectives we have. And that means that we need all our stakeholders. We need our public entities, we need our universities, we need the citizens, but maybe not the least, we need our businesses. So what we would like to do is that our businesses will start to do, maybe they're already doing, socially relevant things. And you will surely agree with me, but most businesses, their first priority is to do business, to make profit, and to kind of serve themselves. So what we intend to do, and kind of what we need to do, is to align our objectives, our socially relevant objectives, with kind of the business opportunities, with the business objectives they have. And so it means we need to make clear that where opportunities are, we need to make it attractive for them to take part, to participate. And obviously, like all the other projects, and it's already been mentioned, we have some public money, which can help them to go over some kind of threshold, but we believe that's not enough. If only we believe that what we intend to build is something which goes beyond project collaboration. We want to create something which lasts even beyond 2029, something. So we need to, or we intend to really structurally connect our regional innovation ecosystem. And this is kind of the logic which lies behind the dance floor. So what will it look like? What do we have in mind? And we, like I said, we intend to create an attractive environment for our stakeholders, not the least our businesses, so they can easily identify partners, for instance, via the B2B platform already been mentioned by Delia, easy to identify collaboration opportunities, easy to get connected. And this is kind of low-hanging fruit. These are obvious elements of the dance floor. I think you will agree with me on that. But we intend to go further than that. Really the intention is to use the dance floor to translate connections into actual action, collaboration, activities, projects, like I said, not only in the projects funded by the calls, but preferably even beyond that. So how will we do that? We intend to create an environment where it's easy to take part. So we will start initiatives ourselves. We will also make it easy for others to engage themselves, connect themselves to existing activities or existing experiments. It will be easy to get access to knowledge everywhere within the entire valley we create, but it will also be easy, and I will explain that a bit later, to access what we call a project support structure, which is about more than money, which is about more than the funds. Like I said, we will have the fund, but we will also have an experimentation fund, shortly mentioned by Delia as well. I will get a little bit deeper into that in one of the next slides. So how will it work. What we intend to do is to create a dance floor which is being constructed as free spaces. A dialogue space where the first connection is being made. A challenge space, this is where kind of translation is being made from being connected to actually collaborate. So talking about collaboration opportunities. And then finally, the development space. This is where this collaboration is really translated into projects, into initiatives, into structural collaboration. And as said, we will use the missions and the submissions as a guidance for that. Mentioned by Nadine already, that over the past few months we have translated, or we first have identified the submissions, and the submissions are now the basis for submission groups, where the partners who have indicated that they see a relevance or a link with the specific submission, they will be part of that group, and they will start working on finding solutions for the submissions, and working on, they will do that by working on value change, mentioned by Delia. Doesn't work anymore. Can you change? Yes. I mentioned activities, experiments. So what do we intend to do? Just to give you one example, which we are in preparation on now. This is a dance floor experiment where we will use the Ballant and Bosma relatedness model. Maybe you have heard of it. These are two professors, Ballant and Bosma. They have developed a model where they can predict where future specialization opportunities for regions lie. But they can also, with the same model, map potential collaboration opportunities between regions. And in the picture on the right side of this slide, they have done so for all European regions in green technologies. And we will involve on Bosma into our project. He will be part kind of our dance floor, where we have asked him to use his model not only to create or the linkages, or to identify the linkages between our partner regions, but to even go a bit deeper, kind of drill down to the actors, the companies, the universities who are actually responsible for the score. So we will be able to see which companies have the potential to collaborate within our regional innovation valley. And so next step, this is an experiment which we will start just after the summer. When we have identified those actors, those companies, we will invite them to the dance floor, and we will initiate actions for them to find out if this potential is true, if this can lead to collaboration or not, and hopefully eventually be translated into actual project. This is one example of an experiment we are planning to do. And then this is my final slide, the experimentation fund. I think this is something special. I haven't heard any other initiative, including an experimentation fund within the project. We have done so. Why have we done so? Because we believe that the step from possibly not collaborating at all to actually collaborating and getting this collaboration into 6 to 8 project, this is quite a big step probably for many actors, for many companies, at least within our region. So we thought it might be useful to have something kind of in between, to be able to fund initial contacts, experiments, feasibility studies, proof of concepts, and other sorts of initiatives which can help us reach our objectives and solve our submission. This experimentation fund will be directly connected to dance floor activities, so you will be able to get access to it when you have entered the dance floor. And entering the dance floor is easy, it's free, but entering the support structure, you need to apply for that. So you need to show that you're serious in collaborating, that you already have an idea. And once you have, and you engage in activities on the dance floor, you will get access to easy money to make things happen. And this, I think, like I said, this is a distinctive feature of our project, and I'm pretty convinced that this will help us to reach our objectives in connection to the open fund or the open call fund all of us have. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Audrey.
Yes, thank you, Luc, for presenting this. Astrid from Aaron. I would have a specific question linked to the last part you presented. On the experimentation side. So I understand this is really about exploring potential future business development on a small scale. We are not talking about systemic, bigger ecosystem mobilization. It's something where you see this might become something, and they can actually take some time with some support to explore if it could actually become some kind of innovation asset or development.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. This is correct. As I mentioned, this Bosma and the Balan experiment. Suppose we will find the companies and they will meet in the dialogue space, and then they will go to this challenge space, and they will find out with each other, hey, we have something, really have something in common, but we haven't met before, and we're not sure if it is going to work. The step two, really investing themselves in some kind of collaboration project. I mean, big money will probably be too big of a hurdle. But maybe if we give them some money to try out something or to take some initial step or a first step in a project they intend to build later on, then we will have some funding available to support that. And this will be tailor-made. So it's not a call where they need to apply for the specific sort of support for the amount of money. It's still on the construction, by the way. I'm saying it like it's already there, but we plan to open it at the end of the year. But the idea is the first hurdle, the hurdle will be the access to the support structure. And when they've entered the structure, then they will enter some kind of, I call it a safe environment, where people from our partners will be present to stand next to those companies and actors who are actually trying to find a way to collaborate and to assess, okay, if we want to help these actors a bit on their way, then this kind of money and this amount is necessary for them. And then it will be quickly assigned to those actors. But again, only if they have applied for being part of the structure. So it needs to be an open process.
Thank you. Yeah, yes. So now we had the help of technicians, so we can display view. Thank you.
Today we are in Borlänge with our partners from 9 regions in Europe in this fantastic project, which is called European Circular Innovation Valley. We are going to create Europe's biggest ecosystem for circular economy. We are going to co-fund projects with funding from the regions and the European Union that are innovative projects for circular economy. And today we are setting our common targets in a missions-oriented innovation process. And we here in Dalarna, Gävleborg and Värmland together hosting this fantastic event. And we are all really like courageous and ambitious and here to be creative together today. So it feels like we can really make a change here. And it's all based on our common collaboration, shared knowledge.
Circular economy is enormously important. We have got to minimize our reliance on fossil resources. We've got to maximize the value of what is finite resources and bring together the best class of innovators to take new products to market and to maximize their economic value and their social impact. I think uniquely, it brings together a wide range of partners from different backgrounds and regions across Europe. And that's when Europe's at its best, bringing together the right people to tackle common challenges that we all face.
For me, there is 2 points that make this project really unique. The first one is the collaborative aspect, and the second point is the systemic vision. It's not just financing innovative projects, it's also develop knowledge on circularity, improve innovation capacity. We can also influence the European future, European policies, especially the policies from the European Commission. So the ambition of the project is really great.
I think circular economy and circularity in general is such an important topic for Europe, and we're trying to make it accessible to people and understandable, and providing real financial and thought leadership in this topic for all industries, for people, citizens, to start thinking of how can we create a future that is human friendly and planet friendly, and it really goes to the core of all the products that we use, you know, the materials that we use to build our houses, how we live, how we dress, you know, that all of that circularity is just ingrained in the mindset.
We have to change our way of consuming, our way of producing, the way of having our relationship with nature, because we need to reduce the use of natural materials. And the ECIV consortium is a really good consortium because we are working intensively in the circular economy, and we have really good knowledge in the consortium. We have to open our region borders to open to collaborate in Europe, and this is a really good opportunity.
And so if we care about the future, we should do something different than we did before. Well, collaboration brings new ideas, brings creativity. Hey, your perspective is different than mine. And that brings so much more than thinking of new solutions in your room by yourself. So that is, I think, the power of collaboration.
Thank you. I think that's a very good leeway, leads to the next session on the panel on how we could create a competitive Europe with circular economy through circular economy. I would like to invite the panelists, Mathilde, Eva, and then Montse, Guerrero, Doris, Irene. I need to think of it, sorry. And we also have Philoe van de, who is placing, representing instead of yeah, now we are talking. So today, before the panel, we have heard so much about how different kind of innovation, regional innovation valleys projects are trying to create conditions and also building infrastructures or facilitating different kind of connections so that we can really build a platform for the innovation projects and innovation idea to scale. And today we have 4 speakers from the partner regions. Could you show the slides, please? Yes. And then each of them present the ecosystem that is compelling a driver and also innovator in building a innovative circular economy ecosystem in their region. And then I would like now to invite each of them to present themselves and also tell a bit what they do in driving circular economy in their region and the city. We could start with maybe Monse. Yes, from there.
It works, yeah. So hi, thank you for coming to everyone. Thank you for being here to know more about the ECIV project and other RIV projects. My name is Monse Guerrero. I'm the Deputy General Director of SODENA. SODENA is the regional agency in Navarra region, Spain. And we work for different supporting companies in the financial support. We contribute to financing companies of the region. Also in the attraction of investment, we are the Invest in Navarra office. And of course, in the definition and implementation of the projects, some projects involved in the smart specialization strategy. In our case, is 4 because it includes the sustainability approach all over the strategy. So I think it's a short introduction. I guess it's enough.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mathilde and I'm a circular economy project manager for the Normandy region. In Normandy, we are very proud of our governance because we have a committee, regional committee for circular economy composed by ADEME, the states and Normandy, and we implement a strategy for circular economy, and it's a really good way to align our regional policies with the national ambitions. We also have a huge network of more than 600 members, NECI network, Normandy Economie Circulaire. So they are working on circular economy, and we have more than 20 clusters specialized in different topics of circular economy, and it's a really good way to have cross sectors and also bottom-up approach to implement our strategy. But now we are on a new phase. We really want to foster European cooperation and capacity building through European projects like ECIV, but a lot of other projects. And we also want to align our S3 strategy, which is the innovative strategy, with our policies, circular economy policies, to involve researcher, innovative stakeholders, and to support the transition of industrial value chains. So we really want to connect our NECI networks with our strategic sectors, and it responds to a real demand from large companies to be more virtuous and also to be less reliant and dependent to other countries like China, USA, Russia, etc.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lari Siren from the city of Helsinki, which is, of course, the biggest city of Helsinki-Uusimaa region. And I manage the circular economy cluster program of the city, where the city serves as a test bed, so to say, for the companies of the region. So we're all together, the cluster program is about 200 companies and other actors who work in the circular economy, mostly in the circular economy in construction, but there are also companies working with other circular economy fields. On our region, we work quite closely together with different stakeholders. I would say that's the strength of our region. We work closely together with the council, the local council. We work closely together with other municipalities. And we drive the circular economy from an innovation-based point of view, where we kind of manage and coordinate all circular economy actions from the innovation services of the city and the cities. And we also want to have businesses, companies in the middle of it all, and not to do it like from the government point of view, from the government perspective, but to hear out the companies and the businesses and develop what they think it's valuable and what do they need to develop their actions further and innovate further.
Thank you. I like to say last but not least, I hope. So I'm Philoé from Wallonia. As you can see, I'm not that, but I will try my best. So for Wallonia, we have a strategy of circular economy with more than 60 specific measures. Our main objective is to support the transition of the region's economy towards more circularity by giving enterprise and industrial actors the opportunity to become more resilient and competitive through the integration of circular practice in their production, sourcing, logistics, and processes, for example. As an example, we have deployed financial aids and consulting support. It has encouraged the development of collaborative and innovative projects with the territory and with the European partners, we can say today, but also promoted company synergies in business park. The first phase of our strategy enabled the radio to lay the groundwork of a circular transition and to establish a consolidated group of stakeholders involved in circularity practice in different sectors, like in other regions, including cluster, federation, company, public administration, and training organism. And the public administration, together with the Wallon government, are currently working on the future of this strategy to adapt it more to the new regional priorities and needs of our stakeholders. We are ready to go a step further and exploit its learning and progress on circularity to increase the competitiveness and industrial development. Through the scaling up of some regional initiative with a specific focus on construction and mineral sector, the metal sector, agri-food and biomass, chemistry and clean technology. And like other regions, we also like to be aligned with our S3 strategy and with the EU air rotation. So thanks.
Thank you. So we are seeing ways to collaborate. And now, what if, thinking about audience here, we're really interested in knowing what the strengths of your region is. So pretending now you are stuck in the elevator with Commissioner Jessica Roswell, who yesterday was really vocal about the importance of circular economy. Now you're stuck in the elevator with her for 30 seconds. What would you say to her about your region's work on circular economy that would really impress her and the audience here? 30 seconds. Let's start with Monte. You're ready. So you are starting.
Hopefully. No, I will say that Navarra is the most industrialized region in Spain. That means that we have a lot of course, industrial companies, basically agri-food, renewable energies, automotive companies. And that, of course, most of them are still looking linear economy, and that we are working with all our stakeholders, our industrial companies, but also the regional stakeholders, identify the gap. We are not certain yet. We work in order to identify where we can input more resources, for example, for although we have already a lot of grants to help them, but how we can push the collaboration with other regions. Basically, we need to share information about the technology, the knowledge, finance, market, legislation. We are identifying the gaps in this type of things, and we want to share with other European regions where we can collaborate. And afterwards, showing the European Commission that the change can and must be done at regional level, and that we are able to contribute to the real needs of companies and other stakeholders in the transition to a circular economy in Europe.
So
Maria, what would you say?
Yeah, it's okay. I have already answered to the question with our governance in my first answer, but yes, come on the different region and see what we can do at regional level. I agree with Monse. I think that real change can be really effective at regional level. Regions are good really for the stakeholders. And I think that we really need to have a bottom-up approach to construct our strategy and also European policies. We need to understand what are the local specificities, what are the local resources, what are the local difficulties, what are the concrete difficulties that the stakeholders, operational stakeholders are tackle every day. Yeah, we have a lot of experimentation, innovation on our territories. I think in Normandy, for example, about low tech, it's a little network of makers who try every day to do something better with our own hand and little funds, and know how we can share good practice, replicate, and see example like our governance in our region.
Yeah, I would say that the innovation and new things start in the businesses and with the businesses. So it's important to co-create always with them. Not let them to do it alone. I think the public sector and government settled support there. But we need to co-create, and we need to find forums for that co-creation. And that's something that the Helsinki-Uusimaa region, I think we have found these places where we can meet common subjects and common ways of work, and especially in the construction sector and in food sector. And that's something I would maybe be advised to copy even as a model. And that's something that should be supported also with the legislation such as the Circular Economy Act. So it should be enable this kind of co-creation when it comes to circular economy. Yeah, there.
Getting your microphone. Sorry, the first thing is I try to stop the elevator to have a little bit more time. But if I have to say that Wallonia, we have a very strong ecosystem and we have a lot of motivated stakeholders. That's one of our strengths. And like we like to say in Belgium, unity is strength. So on this basis, yes, I don't know. Right, like this. Okay. Thank you. I will try to say that we already have a lot of innovative stakeholders and a very strong ecosystem, and we are ready to collaborate with other regions in Europe, because we are a small country and a small region. We can't have all the resources on the territory. So what I want to motivate is to create more collaboration and share good practice with others.
Thank you. Could you also hear me now from the speaker? Now I couldn't find my notes. I'm scrolling through. So Madir was talking about challenges. As now you're also having sort of commitment and drive to drive circular economy. From your daily work, what did you think was the most challenging thing in your region in implementing the circular economy? The thing that this audience should actually know. Yeah. And everybody, you can start with you. Yes.
We are currently facing a lot of challenging in the circular economy. Of course, the first one for the companies and stakeholders are economic and technical barriers. Linear models are still simpler with and more profitable for stakeholders. So it's really difficult to change our model. And that's why that kind of project is really interesting, because we can, as we said, share good practice. We can look for expertise that we don't have on our territory to develop solutions. What we face is a lack of skills in our and in our It's working? Yeah. Yes, a lack of skills in our companies and also local authorities. So we need to create training, dedicated training to companies, for stakeholders, for local authorities, and also we need to attract new skills on our territory, talents. Thanks to European projects, it's easier for regions to attract skills on our territory. And also what I want to mention is the social economy stakeholders, who are very, very fragile, with a model very fragile, but I think that they are essential for circular economy, because often they are the first who are taking risks on new sectors, who are testing new models, and they are useful, obviously, for people who need integration or need jobs, etc. So I think that we need to improve cooperation between big companies and between social economic stakeholders to complete all the value chain and create local value chain complete, and to be less reliant to other countries, and to create also European value chain. And I have a lot of other challenges, but I will give the words to my colleagues who want to take the micro.
Yeah, that all sounded quite familiar, I have to say. Maybe to complement on that, I would say that the market isn't ready yet. It's something that's emerging. So we have actors who can produce circular economy products. We have actors who work in refurbishment of different kinds of materials and different kinds of products, for instance. But the market isn't working in terms of supply and demand being in balance, and the market isn't working in the point of view from marketplaces. We don't have the forums and places of exchange we have in the linear economy. I mean, if you want to buy some product that's made from virgin materials, that's really easy. You just go online and click it, or you walk into store, and it's super easy. And maybe if you buy shoes, you check, okay, do they have my size? Okay, they have my size. But if I want to buy shoes that have been already used, secondhand shoes, then you go to a shop, okay, they don't have my size. For my size, they never have, actually. Then, oh, I wanted black shoes, and they have only brown shoes. So we need the market to work better. And that's all needs to be and supported public sector who should operate, so to say, common table here and enable the business to create the market. But I'm quite sure that the strength is there, the capacity is there, but we just have to support it and push it further and forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. We also have a lot of challenges, and some are the same. For us, the first one is the better coordination and standardization of regulation across EU, national and regional levels, with clearer rules and faster permitting processes to encourage industrial investment in circular projects. As you say, the market is not ready for this. The governance and synergy between regional strategy and initiative need to be better aligned. We are talking about the S3 and the other strategy. And building strong synergy between our stakeholders. As Mathilde already said, one of the key challenges is also the shortage of workforce equipped with circular economy skills, because transitioning to a circular model requires new technical, digital, and transversal competencies, which are not yet widely integrated into current training pathways. And there is also a strong need to align regional training and employment strategy with the specific need of circular industry. As we already saw, public procurement can be quite a powerful driver of the circular economy, yet inertia persists in its implementation. Many public authorities still lack operational tools and clear guidelines and incentives to integrate circular criteria into tenders and contracts. As a result, purchasing decision often continues to favor linear models, and it's really a problem for stakeholders. We already talked about the access to materials and flow, so I will not elaborate further. But we also need to support innovation by helping stakeholders take risk, as Mathilde already said, because many circular projects are pioneering, so funding mechanism must back this innovation. But as Luc already said, we have some projects with ECIV to take risk. And we also have the time management for us. It's a key because delays in planning or implementation can undermine the impact. And finally, the regional main challenge is to encourage the scaling up of the regional innovation initiative through interregional cooperation, but we are at a good place.
I think you have emptied the box. I hope you still have something to add, Monse.
Yeah, sure.
You do?
Because we all have a lot of challenges. I guess we will never finish list the challenges that we are facing because we want to change the economic system and it's not easy. So this would be a very, very big challenge, thinking on global and European economy. This is how we can have really economic incentives for an economy that is favored to circular products and services, how prices can tell the truth about renewable resources, non-renewable resources, limited resources, and how we can build the positive signals to the market to really go to be able to have better prices for circular products than for linear. This is not really at a regional level capacities or capabilities. This is a higher level, but this is the key challenge because although we support, we help companies now at regional level are changing their mind of collaborative approach. Now they want to collaborate much more than before. They know why are not so circular, where they need to change. They know that, but they don't achieve maybe the materials on a price, on a quality, on a really effective way to be implemented in the companies, for example. And I think at regional level, what we can do is to support them and to put together, to ease them to find their partners. I think the ECIV project is the key point, is that we have a lot of regional stakeholders in all of our regions. We are very happy. We have identified them. They are willing to collaborate, but how we ease the collaboration to know each other, to trust between companies or technological centers or all those stakeholders that we need to close the value chain, how we can build trust and exchange all over Europe knowledge and also all what we need to do to create really new products. But we don't have to forget to push who is able to change the marketplace to be possible to have these products in the market.
I just want to add something about observatory. observation. We have a lack of data and traceability. We really need to strengthen our observation of material flows, exchange between European countries to characterize the waste of companies, to identify potential industrial symbiosis and reduce waste. And we really need also new indicators to measure our policies, because it's really difficult in circular economy, and it's really difficult to prove that this system is virtuous for our companies and that it can work, because it's not like decarbonation with the quantity of CO2. Here we can measure the quantity of waste, but how to measure the impact of eco design, how to measure the impact of behavior change, how to measure, it's really, really difficult, and it's a question for stakeholders who listen to us. If you have an idea of projects on observation, methodology, how to collect data, which kind of indicators are really relevant. So in Normandy, we have an actor, stakeholders who are pleased to create a project about that. A shared observatory in Europe.
Yes, I would like to now kind of close the panel and ask you to suggest, today we heard too many RIV projects. They are really trying to build infrastructures, platforms for mechanics and for the companies and so forth. So just based on challenges that you mentioned, what do you think would be really the add value actions or support from the regional innovation value projects that you think we should really work on based on what you have in mind?
Well, I might start to elaborate this one. I think the most important thing is that we are here together trying to solve this thing, because it's really stupid that we do it alone at home. I think this project being there is a very important starting point. So we need exactly this, and we have seen that our challenges are shared. So we face the same challenges more or less. Maybe they're bigger in one region and smaller in one region, and then they vary a bit. But it's important that we discuss about these, share our experiences, copy the best practices, and then work on those. I think this like creating flow of products between the regions, also flow of ideas and innovation, so that we can co-create also between businesses that work in different regions, and not limit it on a local level or just functioning in Finland or in Sweden or in Wallonia or in Navarra, but we bring the companies together. Since it's an emerging industry, I think it's important that the smaller actors also get to know that there are others who think the same, and there are others who can co-create with you. It's all the same what's the geographical location, if you have a good base for innovation and it's supported in the right way. And I think here the ECIV can really be the right support for these kinds of ideas.
I think, like my colleagues already said, for us, it's the information and data sharing. So if we know the needs or the specialty stakeholders, and we can really great. But the step is to collect this information, to share it, to know, to look, and to contact.
Yes, really concrete with B2 Match. We did a mapping of our stakeholders in the region, and we now have B2 Match to facilitate connection between stakeholders. And as a region, we are really a contact point for the stakeholders. So don't hesitate to come to us and ask, do you know if in another region there is a potential partner for a project? So we are really ready to support you, to look for expertise. And another thing for me, which is important with ECIV, is that we are going to create a multi-level governance to align our policies and to clarify the frameworks. I hope it's my wish. So we need the engagement of the stakeholders of each region. We need to hear your voice, then to speak with the Commission, to speak with the other country, to align our policies and to, yes, have align policies and strategy. And for that, and sorry, Monse, after I give you the micro. We also have a lot of networks in Europe, like ERIN, ACR+, CCRI, S3 platform, etc. And it's the same. Regions are the relay for you to inform you about that networks and to invite you in that networks, because sharing good practice is really the key.
Yes, and I think also at the end we need a virtual platform. This is the use of digital solutions for the circular economy is needed. The double transition. It's very. We need to, as I said previously, we need to know each other. Companies need to know each other. Need to see their faces behind other regions and to match. To make it possible, the dance floor, to dance together, to build this type of projects. And what we also have, I guess, is that most of our regions in the project and a lot of regions in Europe have been working on this, trying to improve for more than 10 years. I guess at regional level, there have been a lot of support schemes, and we are, how to say, the companies are not, many of them are not new. They have experience in how to test new products, so we need to build these interregional, intersectoral projects. It will be much easier with those companies that have already tested something at regional level, and they have the experience and the willingness and the capacity to collaborate much easier. And therefore, I think, as Mathilde said, what we need to achieve is that all stakeholders in our regions understand that at regional level, we are working to help them. We are the contact points to contact with other regions, and that they have a good framework to work, to continue working, and to innovate further than they have achieved by now, and that we will have grants for it. We have, we can support with the cascade funding. That is also very, very important for our companies, at least.
Everybody's mentioned about the platform, so I think we would like to give a big applause to all the panelists for the contribution of these steps. It's a really good foundation for coming to the next topic about, because we were trying to build this platform for the ECIV project, and now with you giving great ideas on how to continue the collaboration. So now I would like to invite
Legarda.
So Legarda will be presenting the platform that we have developed as a matchmaking space for bringing different stakeholders together in the framework of ECIV projects. So
yeah, thank you, Christine. So as you have mentioned, we need a virtual platform, virtual tool to know each other. Today we have the opportunity to be here, but of course this is not happening every day. So after today, what happened? We have the solution. We have ECIV matchmaking. So this is the platform where you and other type of stakeholders can register. It is an event management platform that will aim to ease the networking around the project and also around any people that are interested in participating in the project. So because as it was mentioned in the roundtable and during the whole session, the objective is to collaborate and to build up projects together. So to build up projects together, we need to know each other. I encourage you to look for ECIV matchmaking in Google or any platform you use. There should be the first option you see. So this is a bit how our homepage look like. First of all, we have some information in the info tab about what is ECIV, what are our areas of interest in circular economy, who we are, like what are our partners, how we benefit from ECIV, and also the rank of participants per country, and how is our dance floor doing, like how many meetings are we having, how many participants do we have, and of course, contact points. So it's quite easy to log in ECIV matchmaking. You just have to register, complete your profile. Of course, the more complete your profile is, the better chances to have a more impact. And of course, next. Well, after register and completed your profile, what is the ultimate goal of ECIV matchmaking is to start knowing each other and to have B2B meetings around us. If you go next. So, and of course, attend meetings among all of us. Maybe it's easier. I go this way. So, of course, as Mathilde said, we have regional contact points. We are from different regions and territories, so participants can come from these regions and others, and there will be an assignated person that will help through this process. And of course, we will update information as today's event of ECIV European Green Week and open calls, and we will keep updating this to just looking for ECIV matchmaking to have this open information for all of us. But the most important thing is to know who is participating there, no? And how the marketplace looks like. So as I already mentioned, the better you make your profile, the more impact you will have. So it's quite easy. You just have to log in with your name, location, organization, and in About Me, all the skills you have, the interest, the areas of activities, and the thematic groups you are interested in, of course, in circular economy. There's a guidance in B2Match in case you have any questions. And similarly, in the marketplace, here is the place to include your idea or opportunity that you already have, potential business opportunity. So you can include your opportunity, describing this, the more the better, about what type of opportunity it is and in which stage, if you have already a final solution, if you're starting and need collaboration. And of course, this is linked with the participants. So you will see who of the participants is interested in this idea. And you can contact and create meetings with them. Regarding the participant type, you will also always have the classification of participant, ECIV partners, or EE member. We will also have the classification of country and region, and areas of activity and thematic groups that Delia mentioned before. Which areas of activities are you working, and in which thematic groups on circular economy you want to collaborate. The areas of activity are one range of areas from food system to packaging to steel and metals. And of course, we always have the option of others. So if there's any area of activities you're working in, you can also register, even though I'm not this one of the list. And then we have the thematic communities or thematic groups that are the potential ideas and potential projects you will start working in circularity, for example, circular electrics and electronics, circular water management, design out of waste, industrial symbiosis. So always when you register as participant, you can point out which is your circular interest. So all the participants know and they can start talking to each other and creating this networking. So if you have interest in these thematic groups and in or other circular challenges, it's quite easy. You can always book meetings with participants, either from the participants type file or in the marketplace. And you can contact us at any time. So now we are in person, so we'll have the networking in person, but for the people that are online, let's look for a matchmaking. So you can log in the platform and start booking meetings. They were programmed for 15 minutes meeting each. So you can start from now until 6 today, but B2Match is open 24/7. So just start booking meetings, and we think this is the way to know each other, because we point out what our interest is, and then we start a dialogue, and we hope we find this, we finish this dialogue with projects. So now I will give the floor to Delia for the final conclusions of the day. But also I want to remark that before we go to the in-person networking, we would like to have a picture of, group picture of all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. So it is just proof that there's a lot of effort to just try to make a connection. To start with through the dancing floors that we have been presenting, and also through the B2Match. It's just kind of like really making this connection possible, both online, on-site, and through the project framework. So now, Delia, it's your turn. Yes.
I think we are on time, although it has been a lot of information to deliver. I have to thank to Magdalena CYMERYS for presenting us information about the new calls, about the RIVs, and being here to answer to our questions, because we have as RIV projects in develop. We have a lot of questions, but Magdalena CYMERYS is always open to us to answer all our questions, although some of them are difficult to answer at this moment. We have to give thanks to the RIV projects, Presentación, Unite, Systemeu, and RIV Circular for being here presenting us the projects. And we have had the opportunity to know more about a ECIV project, about how we are defining the missions, how is the methodology to get to the missions, how are we going to organize and to collaborate with the stakeholders in the dance floor. And we have had a really interesting table with some regions that are pioneers in circular economy. We have had Normandy, Helsinki, Uusimaa, We have had as well to Balloni and Navarra, and all of them have specific circular economy strategies and initiatives in the region, and they have learned a lot about that, and they have shown us that we cannot do it alone. We have to do it in collaboration with others, sharing good practices, bad practices, sharing good experiences, and collaborating at European level, because our stakeholders have needs, gaps that need to be solved together. We have a lot of challenges, I cannot list all the challenges that I have heard today, but we need to work step by step. And we have more than 4 years to start collaborating with the support of the RIV program, with RIV projects, with support from the European Commission. I think that is a really good initiative to start collaborating. And I think that the stakeholders will have the opportunity to collaborate through the B2Match platform. We need to engage them to participate. We have defined some topics, some themes that we are going to start collaborating. And I think that it's a start, that we have the opportunity, but I hope that it will be the beginning of the future collaboration, because we need to collaborate. If we want to get solutions to the market, is the only way I know to get it. And it's the starting point of getting solutions for businesses, for companies, and for the market, to consumers, and showing to the consumers and engaging them to consume the products we are giving to the market. So we think that we are in a really important point. The moment is a really good moment, because we have, as some of them mentioned, we have been working for 10 years, but now I think it's a special moment for circular economy, and we have to work on that. And I don't want to say more, because I think many things have been done. You will have the opportunity to listen again the meeting if you want, and taking a lot of ideas that have arisen in today. So this is the moment for networking, and I hope you use the time to meet each other and to contact and to know more about SIP and other projects if you would. So thank you for attending the meeting. I don't know that today we had a lot of meetings at the same time, and I have to thanks to being here. And don't forget the photo.
Make the picture from here.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, last instructions. You have to go 2 floors downstairs, right?
I can say it. Hello? Yes. So thank you, everybody. Also on my behalf for this exciting 3 hours. And please follow the sign. The networking is on the lower below. So they just follow the sign, then there will be the avenues. It's faster.